What's up, what's up, what's up? OE Son is in the building, formerly Coach Kair. Please press 2 if you share this video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My man Oakland Hyphae, aka Reggie, is about to get up in here. We're about to talk about psychedelics tonight. A lot of y'all missed Oregon Spores. Congratulations to Decrim Ann Arbor for passing unanimously the decriminalization. Press 5 if you want to give a big hand for Ann Arbor, Ann Arbor, Ann Arbor. Yes, what up, what up? Also, I need y'all, everybody, to press 2 if you share this video. You know what I'm saying? And if you're down with the 5 grams of better technology with the KI Network, make sure you drop in the KI Network. Gia. Up Akashic Thunder, you know what it is. I am body bliss free. Peace, peace. Oracle Treehouse, what it do? She put in 55. Right. So yes, tonight I'm your clairvoyant entrepreneur. I'm in Greensboro, North Carolina, my old stomping grounds, home of 3 felonies. Absolutely. What up, Bearded Haru? Peace to the God. Y'all gonna love this one tonight. I guess I should invite a couple people too before Oakland Hyphae get on. Word. So check it out. Y'all know I was at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, and one thing we did was network like crazy. So I met all these great people from all parts of the country, right? And what we decided to do was start working together. And when I say working together, that means like doing what we do. You know, like what are our talents, and how do you put all these things together, right? And so we had a room set up called Psychonaut Confessions, and we probably might call this one Psychonaut Confessions as well. And so in the Psychonaut Confessions, Reggie comes in. I never met Reggie before in my life, and Reggie was like, this ain't no psychedelic conference, this is a black conference. And I was like, Tish, I'm gonna be talking to you too sometimes while I'm doing this, because it's a live and it's Instagram, so I can do that. I can talk to my people that's in the background. So Reggie was like, yo, this is a black conference. I was like, Reggie, what you mean? He was like, there's so many black people here, you know what I'm saying, that know about entheogens and psychedelics. So even though we called it a psychedelic conference, it was still, the topic is entheogens. So I guess let me explore a little bit about Akashic Thunder. You just did this the psilocybin summit yesterday. Like, were you on the panel? Word. Team Libra is in Team Libra from Oakland. Oh, come on here, Reggie. Let's come on and help me tell the story. So like, if you're unaware of Bam, what up, Jordan? What up, Maria? Rio Bravo in the building. Sifu Scotty in the house. Capricorn from Houston. There we go.
Been on your life, right? They ready to take your ass out before that count of 1, 2, 3. So give me your gold chain. What about your gold ring? Bitch from down.
Yo.
You came on here live. That's what I'm talking about. You got to come on my channel live. That's what I'm talking about. So everybody, this is my man Reggie. I was just telling them the story about how I just met you at the Detroit Psychedelic Conference. You know what I'm saying? So everybody, this is Oakland Hyphae in the building, aka Reggie. Reggie, you got to introduce yourself and tell everybody what's your team zodiac, because you can look and see who all was in the building.
I see him. Yo, my name is Reggie. I am part of a collective called Oakland Hyphae out here in Oakland. My birthday was actually just last week on the 15th, so I'm Team Virgo. Anybody that's Team Virgo on the live, please throw some mushrooms in the comment box, or give us. We like to see them hearts. Please light it up with a yep.
Facts. He came in with the no limit too. Why did you pick no limit? How did Percy Miller make the cut tonight for this particular groundbreaking joint we're about to do?
It was the energy you just gave me when we just finished talking. I hopped off the phone. I'm like, oh man, you know what? This is that old Mr. Ice Cream Man energy that I'm feeling. I'm about it.
About it.
I figured we just set the stage. I think this is going to be extremely interesting, just because I've had a couple conversations with you at this point, and each and every time the conversation is interesting, but it goes over here. I always learn something, and so that's the type of energy. Yep. Shout out to Richmond.
Absolutely, Richmond is in the building. The Peace Dealers in the building. What up, Psilocybe Trap? Silo Bay Trip. What up? What up?
That's Oakland. That's Oakland folks right there. Yo, let me invite some people. Real quick.
Go ahead and handle that, man. Look, so for those of you who are in the Bay Area, we're gonna start off on my channel, then we're gonna ease over to Reggie's channel. So how I do it is I always ask everybody to invite at least 2 people. So after you invite at least 2 people, then come back and press 2 and also put where you're from and what your team zodiac is, because we want to acknowledge your energy. You could be anywhere else in the world tonight, but you chose to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with Master P and Jay-Z, so you already know it's going to get crazy, right? So, man, I'm just excited because, I came to North Carolina to check on one of my homies, right? He got cancer. And so some of my peoples was like, yo, he's not doing too hot. So I was like, let me go see for myself, because we all know that there's been research for people who are, you know, nearing death and the magic mushrooms. So I was talking to him today about psilocybin, you know what I'm saying? And he was just telling me the same thing I used to think three short years ago. Man, I ain't messing with that. No, man. I was like, bruh, pause everything on all that. Like, all that's a lie. They ain't want us to get to the truth, bro. So I was breaking it down to him, and then we went to get something to eat. And you know, when you eat crazy, you get the itis. So I was like, yo. So I hit my peeps up. I'm over my people's crib. I've been knowing her for like 20 plus years in the gang. And so she's in here filling out grants. And I was like, I woke up from a nap and was like, I want some grant money. And she said, what do? You got a 501c3? And I'm still asleep now. I ain't even thinking about the bop. And I was like, I said, now I got a LLC. I said, well, wait a minute. I am I'm an integration coach, because I'm Coach OE. You know what I'm saying? I sit for people. And so she was like, what's that word you keep saying? Entheogen? She said, I never heard of that. And right there, I was just like, that's a part of education. You know what I'm saying? Where's the word entheogen? Oh, the cannabis fairy just fell up in the room. What up?
Shout out to Atlanta. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to Ann Arbor. Good work. I see y'all on the line right now.
Shout outs, big crazy shout outs to Ann Arbor. We definitely gonna. I gotta get an interview from Ann Arbor. Y'all gonna have to have a whole squad. It's probably going crazy in the streets right now or virtually. I called Julie. She didn't even answer. She was like, I'm on the phone with family right now. I was like, okay, I know y'all over there blowing it down. So yeah. But one thing we want to get out the way first is Colin Kaepernick is a fraud. We want to get that out the way first.
Yo, he's leading. That's the reason I played about it. That's the reason I played it. So go ahead, because we might have a conversation about this one. I'm rolling with Cap.
I done told you, Cap doesn't have any. Cap got white parents, so he can't represent black folks. Cap don't say nothing ever. He ain't doing no interview. He ain't got no agenda. Oakland Hyphae got an agenda. Decrim Ann Arbor got an agenda. The KI Network got an agenda. If you ask Colin Kaepernick, who's still getting a check and a big settlement from the NFL, what his agenda is, he don't have one. So he's an agent. So I ain't got nothing to do with that. He's not unemployed. He's rich. There's a difference between being unemployed and then being, I don't work in the NFL and I'm rich. Bruh, come on, man. Like, I'm.
So then what? I mean, if you say he's an agent, what? How? Whose means is he serving? Because to me, I see some cannabis spray. What's that mean? Are you rolling with OU on this, or are you questioning what OU saying? Also, shout out to my man Sugar Shane. We got San Diego, SoCal in the house. But yeah, so you say that he's an agent. Whose means is he serving? Because I'm confused.
Oh, so if you know anything about COINTELPRO and Steve Coakley, who was big in the Oakland area, he's
Yep.
about the division. He's the pump fake leader. So he wants you to look over here and put all of your energy into a place you have no fight. We don't have a dog in the fight at all in the NFL whatsoever. Why couldn't he take his energy and put it toward the urban, the mental health issue that's going on with us, which is way more important than, because if we look at cops killing blacks, a lot of the blacks that's getting killed are talking junk to somebody with a gun. Don't look at it as the cop shot a person. Let's look at it as this person was questioning the authority of someone with a gun. So I've been in the game before and I've been robbed. Ain't no
Yeah.
fun when the rabbit got the gun. So anybody with the gun is all of a sudden you got mental issues if you're not a martial artist to talk back to somebody with a gun. I don't care what kind of badge they got and all of this. And so he's he's made this thing hyper by just all of a sudden picking out his afro, making himself some kind of poster child. But he's not no leader. He's not no Muhammad Ali. He's not going on TV saying nothing. And so that's why he's a distraction. Are cops killing people? Yeah. Should we do something about it? Absolutely. Is Colin Kaepernick even qualified to lead this fight? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So you're saying that Kaepernick, when people are putting Kaepernick into the category as Muhammad Ali, you think it's apples and oranges. You don't think it's anywhere near the same.
That's like somebody just started microdosing in the category with Kalindi.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's like somebody. Matter of fact, that's like putting somebody who smoked weed in a category with Kalindi. Don't even do mushrooms. You don't even microdose. And now you want to come up and talk about I'm the entheogenic leader and y'all should, rock with how I'm rocking. Nah,
so
bro.
Can y'all put some flames in the comment box right now? This man is dropping some fire right now. I got a bunch of stuff I want to talk about now that you're here, and some of it I'm scared to touch, but right now I'm gonna ease into it. Kamala Harris.
Another Colin Kaepernick fake out. The division of the urban community is the whole plan. You know what I'm saying? Any person, she not even black. Her parents, she ain't even really got no black parents. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a goofball. Like vote, you need to be voting for Decriminalization versus somebody else who is gonna come up with some kind of bill to keep your black ass in jail or extend your sentence. So she would Joe Biden. I can't get with I can't get with that. No, she done.
I got another one, and we gonna get to the mushroom talk in a little bit. We're gonna talk about some serious stuff, but like I gotta get this out the way. Bill Cosby.
I thought you was gonna say Donald Trump, and I was gonna be like, my man. Donald Trump is my man. I'm a Donald Trump. Yeah, Donald Trump is my boy.
We're gonna come back to Trump. Then fuck that. We'll come back to Cosby. Let's roll with Trump.
So Donald Trump is an educator. That's why I mess with him. Everybody thinks he's a millionaire or think he's a racist, but Donald Trump.
He's a racist. He's a racist.
Listen. Donald Trump is a millionaire before, because if he was a racist, he would have been a racist all his life, and he wouldn't be hanging with all those black rappers. His resume with black rappers is too long for him to all of a sudden get in office, grab some coochie, not apologize. He not apologized.
Not rolling. Those NFL owners roll with black people all day long, but don't let these Negroes get the fuck up out of line. Slave owners had black pussy all day long. They still was lynching motherfuckers. So I'm not rolling.
Tish over here doing talking about my friend. She don't even know. She's like She said some of it I agree with. So but he's an educator because he shows you he's a comeback kid. He's filed bankruptcy a couple times and he's still a billionaire, and he has set his family up for the rest of his life. And that's what we black people are always talking about. And there's nobody who's giving away money. Don't matter what you look like. if you want some bread, some stimulus, and I ain't talking about no $1,200 check. I'm talking about this joker is printing money and giving to people who know what to do with it like nobody's business. And
He getting it through his mans and them.
I got some. I know because I'm his man's in them. He gave me some too. He gave me a lot. And I'm gonna get some more too. You know what I'm saying? So, but the money, she says Trump's money comes from his father. No, honey, the money that Trump is giving away right now comes from the Federal Reserve. It comes from him signing that $2 trillion. It comes from his pen. You know what I'm saying? Rich people make money out of thin air. You know what I'm saying? Y'all out here worrying about how to save money and stuff like that. God need a budget. If you're doing God's work like me and Reggie, then you need a budget. So I don't got nothing to do with that. I can watch it when it get to me. When you y'all watching Ghost and Power, so don't tell me if you wasting time watching Power and rocking with 50 Cent, you can't say nothing about Donald Trump. You cannot at all. Now Bill Cosby, I'm gonna get to him right quick. I'm gonna leave Trump alone.
Hold on. Oh. I got one thing on Trump. I say the only way, if I'm going to say that Trump is a teacher, the only thing that he did was teach folks that what we've been saying been happening out here is really happening. Like these white folks, I truly believe that these white folks have been walking around here blind. They've been looking the other way. Trump is forced. He's allowed the racists to come out the closet. And so in terms of that, he's taught America what America really is with the veil pulled back.
He's a teacher of how white people really think. And
there were
a lot of black people who did not know how white people really thought. White people with money are like Donald Trump. They're unapologetic. So get you some money and you can be unapologetic too. Jay-Z's unapologetic because he got some money. But Jay-Z's black and he's a minority, so you couldn't call him a racist. But he's hired some white people. Donald Trump just had a black preacher doing Good Friday prayer in the Oval Office the other day, which was crazy. Now that really was really crazy. Now that was crazy. He does some crazy outlandish stuff, yo. He does some but this the thing. And I didn't say he was self-made, whoever said that. I didn't say he was self-made. I didn't say that. And Donald, if you think Donald Trump is trying to buy my vote, you don't even understand politics. The next 4 presidents have already been chosen, so all of y'all can relax, okay? He's still a puppet, so everybody relax. The next 4 presidents have already been chosen, so don't think that you voted Obama. For you to think that your vote matters in the upcoming elections in the next 100 years means that you actually believe black people put Obama in office. No.
Oh yeah, you're gonna lose it, man. They gonna block us, man. You're gonna have people reporting us in a minute, man. You keep it up.
I'm with the Illuminati. I am with the Illuminati. Worried about that. They can't cut my. They can't cut. Look, that's Julie calling me right now. I gotta tell her we on over here. So somebody call and tell Julie that we over here. So Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, let's roll.
Man, the volume. Oh, wait. Where's the volume at? Hold on. I got to get the volume back.
Yo, I promise y'all we're going to get to the entheogenic stuff. But right now, we're just having some fun. It's after hours. Oh, he's blessed me with his presence. It's 10 o'clock.
We are. Dang, what? I can't stand. So I can't hear you. Okay, so I want you to go out and come back because the volume went out when Julie called me. Go out and come right back.
All right, y'all, I'm about to bounce and I'm about to come back.
No, just go out and come right back. I'm not going to kill the feed. Just go out and come right back. He'll be right back. I just got to hear him way better than LOL. So should we vote? Vote for yourself. Vote for these mushrooms. The Cannabis Fairy said, I love Bill Cosby. Word. Let the church say amen. Send the request back. Okay. I used to didn't know how to do that. So like if somebody calls you.
This is like the third rail podcast right now. Everything that y'all think is off limits is on limits tonight, goddammit.
Oh yeah. The FCC, that didn't work. Oh, I'm so mad at this right here. Hopefully the recording so I'm gonna just have to listen really good because you were coming in really clear. lesbian
Oh,
together. Look, I even got the lesbians out here talking about I look good tonight. That's what I'm talking about. All you big shots out to all my lesbian watchers, you know what I'm saying, my LGBT community. What up, fam? How y'all feeling? You know, you fine too, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'll cross you over. But anyway, Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was a teacher too. Because these white women will take their shut up money, and when you stop paying them, they will snitch on you. That is what happens. That's what Bill Cosby taught you. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like all that bread he had, like y'all better leave these white women alone. If you married to a sister, do polyamory, do polygamy, and get you some more sister wives that are black. But if you married to a sister and you over here got a whole bunch of money and you paying shut up money to white women, that money gonna run out. So don't do that.
Fuck around and
That's Bill Cosby.
go full Karen on you.
She was the first Karen. She was the first Karen. She started the whole Me Too thing. Oh, I can't believe. It's all good. Bill be home soon. Bill getting out soon. He got bread. He getting out. You
think we gonna see Bill again?
I mean, Bill gonna be back in the streets, but I don't think Bill ain't gonna back. Bill 80 and can't see. Bill ain't really getting ready to come out here and get down. Bill getting ready to spend his last couple of summers chilling with Camille. Hopefully some young girls. Hopefully get him some young girls. You know, some young sisters on some mushrooms and get his eyesight back.
He looks. Never mind. I'm off of it. I ain't touching Bill Cosby. That's too far from me. I ain't touching him. R. Kelly.
Yeah, man. R. Kelly's another teacher who taught me that parents don't pay attention. So when I saw the documentary around R. Kelly, I was looking at the parents, was like, now the brother already had a reputation with Aaliyah and several other folks, and you still let your daughter go over there? How did you let your daughter? Okay, let's say whatever he is and all that, but you as a parent, you let your daughter go over there and work with him because she can sing, and now what has happened with your daughter, you upset? Like you didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
I can't see that. Yeah. I can't see that. And I'm also mad at the parents who have taken payoff money from R. Kelly. When I see R. Kelly, I think about just like us, man, it's a mycelium network. I can't see the cap of the mushroom and not see underneath the ground and understand the workings that's going on underneath. So I don't believe in victims and villains. There's no victims and villains out here because you was trying to get over. You didn't have to go work with R. Kelly to like get on. If you got a God-given talent, then you gonna win eventually. Sometimes you just have to wait on it. That's somebody trying to jump line. They want to jump. They want to jump in front of the line, and it's expensive to jump in front of some lines. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
I definitely am rolling with like what the fuck were the parents thinking? After it was known he married Aaliyah when she was like 15, that was known. And after that, after we all saw him pee on that little girl, we all saw it. Like after that, I absolutely don't understand why any parent would leave their kid in the room with R. Kelly. All right, I'm ready to turn the corner unless you got something.
Oh I'm good. I mean, that was fun to throwing names out like that right there. Oh, you can throw another name out. You can say Baba Kalindi if you want to.
But Kalindi's coming up. He's down here. I got Kalindi's in like the serious questions.
Okay.
But I mean, now that we're doing that, I mean, this is your live, so everybody. Well, let's assume that you got some people on here that don't follow you. I know you as a student of Baba Kalindi, so let's just kind of talk about you and your relationship to Baba Kalindi, and then I kind of want to talk about the conference.
A lot of people ask me how I got where I'm at, right? Yeah. And everyone gets where they are currently due to their habits. So when I used to smoke a lot of weed and sell drugs, my habits got me in the back of police cars. So I changed my habits to searching for wise masters and shutting my mouth and listening to them and learning protocol for when I get around a master, and then the master would impart to me and pour and fill my cup until my cup overflowed. And then other people, when they're like, oh man, you dropping jewels, it's really my cup is overflowing from a series of masters that I have had enough common sense to shut my mouth, be quiet and listen to, and then I can teach what I've been taught and I can teach what I understand. So I met Baba Kalindi because of my habits. So I studied with Malachi York and the Nawapians in Georgia. I studied with the 5%. So I studied Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah.
I studied with the father of Tantra in North America, Sunyata Saraswati. I studied with Dr. Maxwell Narti out of Chicago. I've been I've done a little Phil Valentine, a little Bobby Hemmett, you know what I'm saying, a little Aline Bay, stuff like that. But I have some serious masters who have poured into me that when I recognize their wisdom, I know what proper protocol is. And so Kalindi was the head instructor at the Chamarian Martial Institute, which is African Gung Fu for short.
Okay.
I was studying Tai Chi in North Carolina in 2001 because my father had cancer, and I was like, the teacher said, Sunyata was like, I can show you how I cured myself from cancer. And I was like, nobody does that. Now, mind you, I'm 31 years old, and I'm just like, that's white people talk. There's no black person that's cured herself from cancer. I just don't believe that because I doubt everything until you prove it. I'm a show me type of nigga, right?
Yeah.
So the second year of studying with Sunyata, one morning, his wife, Mata G, came out, and instead of doing the warm-ups and the yoga, she started doing Circle of Power. So if you were at the Detroit conference and you saw those brothers doing that Circle of Power in the room, I've been doing that since 2002, but I didn't know where it came from. And so we fell in love with the Circle of Power and just this technique that how everything in martial arts comes off the circle. Yeah. And so when we went to I think 5 or 6 years later, I see a video with Kalindi on YouTube doing this dance, and I was like, that's him. So mind you, it's 2007. I still haven't met him personally, but I'm teaching his technique in my class. So to me, if you want to learn Tai Chi from me, you have to learn Circle of Power, period. Okay. So then it wasn't until 2014, 2015, I get Kalindi on the phone, and I want to tell him thank you for this martial arts science. I was just like, thank you.
How did you get
That's all I talked about. I ain't know nothing about no mushrooms or nothing, Reggie. I didn't know nothing. I was just like, yo, thank you for the martial arts. And we stayed on the phone for like 3 hours talking about martial arts and the students that I have teach. He did not open his mouth about entheogens. So boom, I was just like, I was on the phone with a legend. And I was like, I want you to come on my blog talk show. And I never set the show up. Fast forward, May 2018, I did my first mushroom journey at 48 years old. Okay. Listen, everybody, I was 48 before I did my first mushroom journey, right? On my birthday, which is a great day to do it. 2 or 3 days before your birthday and your birthday, I'm also a professional astrologer. It's a marvelous time to do some mushrooms in the proper set and setting. I must repeat that, in the proper set and setting. So after I do my journey, my sitter says, Dr. Amsu, big shouts out to him. He says, we got to start growing our own. I was like, what? He said, we got to start growing our own, man. We got to start. I said, well, how do we grow our own? I'm thinking like a garden. I said, is it something we got to put outside? He was like, Kalindi's got this video. I said, Kalindi got a video? I said, you mean Kalindi who do the martial arts? He was like, that's the mushroom man. I was like, what are you talking about? So I'm on Instagram following Kalindi, and one day he has a pan, like that pan they put turkeys in at Thanksgiving? Yep. And it's a pan of mushrooms. And he's like, grow class coming soon. And my man Firewater liked it. So I called Firewater. I said, what are you doing liking this? I said, bro, we talk every day. I said, why you ain't tell me Kalindi was into the mushrooms? And it was over from there. I started dating a sister who I had known for like 20 years from Detroit. So I would go to Detroit to see her. And then I was like, well, Kalinda's in Detroit. Let me reach out. So I reached out and was like, I tried the mushrooms. I was like, can I take you to lunch? I'm really, I love the martial arts, but I want to talk about this. He was like, come by the crib. What? I started stuttering. Your house? He was like, yeah, come by the crib.
Wow.
Come by the crib.
Wow.
When I come to the crib, everybody that was there for some reason was leaving. His wife was like, hey, baby, bye. She's leaving. His daughters was leaving. And now they closed the door, and it's just me and Kalinde sitting in the room. He was like, yeah, sit down right here. And he was watching TV. So when you sit in the master's house, whatever they're doing, you are too. You watching TV. Oh. Yeah. And so then I had to, it was an uncomfortable silence at first, but then we started chopping it up. And both of us are big Bitcoin and blockchain enthusiasts. And so it was a wrap. We just got into talking about mushrooms, Bitcoin, blockchain. And then he was just like, whatever it was, my habits gained me access to his trust. Yeah. And we just started developing a friendship. And then I started telling him about money. I was like, Baba, you need more bread for what you do, because nobody's bringing it. Like, cause I started looking up his YouTube interviews, and I was just like, wait a minute. I was like, Phil Valentine, Dr. Sabi, Queen Afua. I was like, nobody's dropping it about this. Wow. I was like, yo, I gotta get you to Atlanta. What we gonna do? He was like, well, help me with the psychedelic conference. Yeah. And I was just like, whatever I can do, you know what I'm saying? But he hadn't even started on that yet. And then the toad came. So Dr. Jerry, who gave the toad 5-MeO Bufo alvarius to Mike Tyson, is a friend of Kalindi's. Wow. And he was like, yeah, I'm having the toad at my house. And I was like, what? And so my man in North Carolina who had gave me the mushrooms was like, you got to get with the toad man. You think the mushrooms was something, you got to get with the toad man. And I was like, the toad man. And so my man Firewater again was like, he had already tried the toad before me, and he was just telling me all of his stuff. And I was like, I don't want to be influenced by no more of your story. I want to have my own experience. And come to find out, they were having the toad at Kalindi's house on my birthday. So I did mushrooms in 2018 on my birthday, and the toad was May 18th, which was the day after my birthday, but it was a full moon in Scorpio. I'll never forget. And it was in Detroit, and I did the toad. And I'm really not, I mean, that's an entire another broadcast. Yeah. But when I came up the steps after my toad journey, Kalinde was at the top of the steps. And really, when I was downstairs on the floor, just coming back from my toad journey and having all these revelations, I'm a sequence of events guy, just like in martial arts. Yeah. Like you see the chain of things that happen for you to get your strike off, right? Yeah. And so I was like, if it wasn't for Kalindi doing his journeys, he wouldn't have never met Jerry, and Jerry would have never had the toad here in Oakland, and I wouldn't be feeling like I'm feeling right now. And I just yelled out. I'm on the floor. I'm in the basement now, and it's like 12 people upstairs waiting to go next. And I just yelled out. I was like, if you fucking with Kalindi, you fucking with your life, because I will kill you. Wow. That's like one of my first words after the toad. I was just like, oh, nah, man. He's upstairs making sure I'm safe. Yeah. Anybody that makes me safe and will watch my back, that's few and far between. So I got to have people watching my back. So if you messing with Kalindi, I will kill you. Yeah. And so then when I came up the steps, he was in the kitchen. So he turned around and he looked at me. And I grabbed him and tried to pick him up. You know, I bear hugged him, got up under him, and he thought I was gonna hug him, and I was trying to pick him up. Grandmaster Kalinde was like, this is funny right here. That's so he just looking at the top of my head, you know, because he's 6 foot something. He just looking at the top of my head like, you good? I was like, I love you, I love you. He was like, okay. And so like after that, then we just, you know, so then 2019, we actually did 13 podcasts all about entheogens because I wanted to ask questions that everybody wanted to know, like all the people who were, yes, sir.
Where can we find those podcasts?
blogtalkradio.com/Khayr. blogtalkradio.com/Khayr, Khayr. Or you can just type in Blog Talk Radio Kalindi EE episode, because each one of them is episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, episode 4. So if you just like, I want to hear episode 4, type in Blog Talk Radio Kalindi EE episode 4. Boom.
Okay.
So we talked about the Metu Netter. We talked about artificial intelligence. We talked about organic singularity. We talked about Star Trek. We talked about Marvel Comics. We talked about the Infinity Stones that's in that's in the Black Panther movie and the Yi Ming Zhu and where that comes from. We talked about we had 2 parts to the Matrix, but the very first show was what, when, where, how, and why. To me, it's the ultimate basics for any person in the urban community or who looks like me or you to listen to that show first. Episode 1 was what, when, where, how, and why.
Why?
What are mushrooms? Where are they from? How do I do them? When should I take them? Why should I take them? He only gave us 3 hours of some lava. I'm talking about melting. It will melt your headphones. And then every show after that was 3 hours. And then the shows were so hot, Blog Talk would go off. Kalindi would be like, I'm going to bed. We would use my conference call number to have an after party. So now we would be in 3 hours with the teacher, and then we would get on a conference call for like another hour afterwards. Yeah. But we didn't record any of those because we were saying some outlandish things, and we didn't want the Illuminati to get that. So those are like the lost tapes, like, because it was a conversation after class. You know what I'm saying? He took some Q&A during the interviews, but it was just like, like we were talking about, like, what did we get from this build? And then in January of 2020, I was at his house. He was like, I got to do some trips, but I was like, I'm doing a psychedelic conference in August. I was like, I'm going to help you. He gave me the laptop, let me look at it. I was like, I want you to come to Atlanta. We're going to do a workshop and a grow class. He explained the format to me because I'm big, because I started growing my own. That one video that I eventually got for him for $40 was how I got in the game, growing my own mushrooms. And it was like, it's just been a wrap ever since. So now I take my own fruit, which is probably the joy, like to grow, to have this extraterrestrial in your house, see it from thought to finish, and then put it in your mouth, and then see the results of your work. And I'm like, I'm just on 9 grams. He was on 40, and he been doing this since 1973.
Let's so you give me an opportunity to have a very interesting conversation. We're gonna take turns, but as a cultivator, can you talk about the difference between consuming fresh and dry, and what do you prefer?
I don't consume. I only consume dry because that's the rules. So remember my habits. Baba said in the video, is that get a dehydrator. So soon as they come out, as a cultivator, as soon as they come out, I take them and put them in the dehydrator, and I dry them, and I make them. I follow the instructions all the way, because you got to eat so many more fresh mushrooms to get the effect of the proper weight for dried mushrooms. And I am a beginner, and yes, I do know that you can go foraging, and it is some stuff out there that you can't dry, you know what I'm saying, that you have to take fresh, which is when I went to Mexico with Dr. Jerry, and I had the landslide mushrooms. Those are not, and now the landslide mushrooms, that's another animal too. Let's all, for one moment, let's all pay respects to the landslide mushroom. We're going to pay respect to the Tamarian blues.
You got to get my
They ain't
hands
playing out here. They ain't playing out here.
I gotta get my hands on some of them Sumerian blues. I've seen them popping up, and I'm like, man, they look official. I'm hoping my man Tim can bless me.
So you know that as Baba explained on one of those podcasts, each strand of mushrooms ties you to an energetic grid on the planet. So like if there's if there's a Thai strand, some Thai super strand that's grown in Thailand, but the Tamarian blues is a Kemetic strand.
Interesting.
It's an Egyptian strand, right? Wow. Because the ancient name for Egypt was Tamare, which is where the word tomorrow comes from. So when we hear Tamarian blues, we're talking about, and I know some of you are like, oh, let me write that down. I'm gonna go Google it. You're not gonna find anything. You can look you can look for the rest of the evening and tomorrow. There's nothing on Shroomery or no mycology site or nothing. It's like it's like the American Express card. Membership has its privileges. You know, you gotta know somebody to know somebody if you want to touch that. You know what I mean? And so which there's not no like, we don't want anybody to not experience it, but if you're not growing, then, and we don't want it to like, we definitely don't want Big Pharma to get their hands on that blue, on that Tamarian liquid culture, because they'll be splicing and doing all this other type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so we want to definitely provide education first. We believe education should come before access. Yeah, that's Kalindi did that too. Education should come before access, because when you get access without education, you get a young child with an AK-47 that don't spray right.
Don't have the strength to control it.
Right. I don't mind the AK that don't spray right, because I'm a grown man and I understand firepower. And for the right situation, this is exactly what I need. I need the AK don't spray right. But this child doesn't need that. You see what I'm saying? This child doesn't need, and some of us are entheogenic children. You know what I'm saying? And you get into something with people who are irresponsible. And that's really the journey. That's really the uphill journey that we on right now. Is we fighting a propaganda machine that's powered by the history of irresponsible people. So we have to be responsible for like the next 5 to 10 years, just for the babies to have correct access. So, and that's why I ain't with Kaepernick, because who cares about the NFL? You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, but my attitude is fuck the NFL. I'm rolling with that. But if it comes down to my support, I support the man 100%. But so we're talking. So you've never consumed a fresh mushroom before?
Yeah, when I went to Mexico, that's only because you can't dry them out. Okay, so I've had the landslide. I had you was in as a cultivator. Yeah. When I cultivate my own and I grow my own, as soon as they come out the fruiting chamber, they're going in the dehydrator, because I want that. To me, that is the freshest fruit. Yeah. When you open the dehydrator and take one out and put it in your mouth, then you doing
I've
something.
Actually never done that. I ain't never done that, but I gotta try it. I definitely gotta try it. I've had a fresh one, and I love the experience.
Well, wait till you go to this next one then, because we all sharing with everybody. Nobody's an expert, like Kalindi said. So maybe I will try a fresh one day on this next batch I got. On this next batch I got coming. Yeah. I will try another one, because you're the first person that said something like that.
So for me, in my experience, even though intuitively you would think that you have to consume a lot more, I think something about, there's more, I want to say, solace in that's present when it's not dehydrated, first off. But I think some of the water weight does something to help it enter the system a different way. To me, it's just a much more warm, gentle, full body experience to me. It's hard for me to explain it.
Listen, we ain't here for gentle. So now the people might be getting ready to get off of here. We're not here for gentle experiences. That's for white people, okay? We have been traumatized. We are traumatized people, and we need to get out of the trauma. And the water weight, remember when you put it in the dehydrator, it's losing 90% of its water weight. Yep. So that's why you're getting pure psilocybin. That's just like somebody who smoked weed and then you put the dab on there. That dab is like pure cannabis. It's the difference between putting it in the bong and going through the water versus smoking it in a blunt. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing else in there but the psilocybin. I just want this carrier. You know what I'm saying? Now, I haven't tried azarensis and cyaneses straight out of the garden. Now, they say those, you can pop that player, you ain't, and you gonna get there. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But, that's, so, I mean, here's the thing. Try both. And then you be able to tell me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gonna try to dry it fresh next time, and next time I get something coming off, I'm gonna try that fresh, and then we'll come back and compare notes.
So let me give C-Sway a shout out. Let me give Sabrina a shout out. Let me give No Cap a shout out. Yeah, C-Sway's on here. He's C-Sway's right here. Spirit of the Nation. That's C-Sway.
C-Sway, the building.
Yo, so I mean, let's talk about that opportunity to do it fresh. You know, I want to come back to how you ended up collaborating with Kalindi, but I also want to jump forward real quick, and I want to.
Go ahead.
You know what? Let's talk about how you ended up collaborating with Kalindi on Detroit, and then we'll get into my other stuff. So he told you about it. You brought him to Atlanta, and Atlanta was his last. I don't know what you want to call it.
Lecture. Last lecture and workshop.
Last lecture before he passed on. And so I went to Detroit, and I had my man, oh man, I keep forgetting his name. I had my guy interview Mama Ayana. And I had my man Kufi Kiri interview Mama Ayana just because I felt like when he passed, he was not getting the respect in the overall community that he deserved. And so I'm like, you know what? Let's uplift Baba Kalindi, and let's do what we can to support his wife, Mama Ayana. They did that. We pivoted, and we then said, you know what? Mama Ayana told me she was going to do this. She said that she wanted. She said that we were welcome to come out. So we all came out, and I did not expect what I got, but what I got was a life-changing experience. So can you talk about how y'all put that together and what it was like kind of picking up, being, you know, a student of such a living legend and a living God? Like, can you just talk about that a little bit?
So you have to, I can't even have that conversation if you really not, the success of the Detroit Psychedelic Conference is a direct testimony to the spiritual path that you're on. So when you walked in there and you felt that energy, it was because magic and invocation of ancestors was at play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That was a very strong influence. And I say this all the time, Kalindi brought the success rate up, 10x, because it was a product of his mind. You see what I'm saying? And it was tough at times because we had a Mercury retrograde right before that. Kalindi had never done any digital advertising of a conference before. I had never done a conference, period, ever. I never even been to a conference, much less put one on. Wow. So it was some butterflies in the stomach, and but we had a schedule. So basically, I went to Mama Ayana, got a dry erase board, and said, "Tell me what your ideal situation is." You got honey? What you got? Oh, just raw. Okay. So I asked her what her ideal situation was, and we designed it off of the format from the breaking convention. So Baba Kalindi would go to the breaking convention and speak. And so she was like, I want breakout rooms. I want this. I want the main stage. I want blah, 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 blah. So she had already, that's why I kept calling her the visionary. She's a visionary. Damn. Kalindi had already put the muscle down. Then she put the visionary, and then I'm a chief strategy officer. So I was just like, oh. So then when we found the venue, And I went, and then she showed me the venue. I was just like, oh man. I was like, it was a no-brainer from there. But then we had to capture all of the video footage. So I do want to tell folks, we have all the video footage. If you did not make it to it, it's okay. It's okay, because everybody got to say what they wanted. And what I wanted, I was tired of Kalindi going to these other conferences and at the end of every video saying, oh, in the back, she's telling me I only got 5 more minutes. And you like, what you mean? You're just getting warmed up. Everybody go watch 4 or 5 videos on YouTube of Kalindi. And at the end, he said the same thing every time. He don't never get to go and stretch it all the way out like a Lamborghini. You got to let a Lamborghini stretch out.
You got to open it up.
Yeah, this ain't no, he's not no Dodge Charger. This ain't no quarter mile. So I wanted to record every speaker, and we did, and we're going to have it packaged after we edit it, and it's going to be on the kinetwork.com as a class, and it's going to be like 150. So you're going to get every speaker. Like Reggie was there, he didn't get to see every speaker. He couldn't. It was impossible. It was impossible. Yeah. Because they had, 6 speakers going at one time. They go back to the main room. 6 speakers going at one time. Go over here. Then you get caught in the hallway talking to somebody over here. Then you over here and they doing martial arts. Boom. Then you outside. They on the grass. You got to go over there and see what they talking about. Then it's just the general stuff that's over here. Then you got to be like, whew. Oh, tomorrow we doing this again? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's how I planned it. I wanted it to be where I couldn't get to everything. So now when we bring everything together, remember the theme of it was, going into the urban communities and going in deep into the mysteries. But we know that the urban communities is on their phone all the time. Yeah. They're on their phone. So instead of competing with YouTube, we want to be able to have something that is also on there. Yeah. And we need more subscribers at Kalindi's YouTube channel too. I wish I had it on deck, but one of the things I was big on is I'm a content creator. Kalindi didn't own any of his content. So when you look at all the numbers, 40,000 views, 100,000 views, 500,000 views, it's on other people's channels. And I was like, Baba, let me make you a YouTube channel. He was like, I already got a YouTube channel. I was like, well, give me the password. He was like, oh, when I get back to Detroit, I'm gonna dig it up. And he passed before he gave me the password. And so I was like, that's not good enough. You already gave me permission. So I created a new channel and I started uploading I took every video that I have found on the internet and snatched it. And now we're going to take it and repurpose it and put it back on his site. So his legacy will be in one place, and all proceeds of the work he's been doing since the 1970s goes to where it's supposed to go, his family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I could. Mama Anna actually mentioned to me that she was trying to gather back as much of his stuff and put it in one spot because folks are taking it. So if y'all, I know that there are some folks on here that you probably are huge fans of Baba Kalindi, huge followers of Baba Kalindi. Could you make sure that you get in touch with OYE, and if you have a video or audio or whatever, can you make sure to get it to him so that we can make sure that Mama Ayana and his family is supported? I think that's only right. So the email, okay, so boom. Oh man, I love you for that right there, boy. This is alley-oop. You Gary Payton out here. So the email is babakalindi@gmail.com. If you have anything that you have found that you think we don't have, or that you got on your phone, a personal interview, babakalindi@gmail.com, and it'll come straight to me and Mama Ayana. If you want to know when the whole conference will be presented in a digital form, go to the kinetwork.com and just put your name, email address, and phone number, because that's our database. Yeah. Like so now when I send everybody an email and Reggie get it, and Reggie be like, oh, you ain't get that, and then they gonna be like, nah, we ain't get the I ain't get it. It's because you ain't put your name in there. So you have to put your name. Just go to the site, and because we're not gonna do this. One of my rules in my business, rule number 2 on team success, is no nigga shit. So to me, when you go someplace and you don't collect emails, or somebody's writing down an email and then you can't read it and you're trying to put it in, you get the wrong email, just put up a capture page. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the things that I brought because I didn't want it to be one event, be crazy, and then when we had the next event in Oakland or Portland or Atlanta, I can't tell you where we gonna be at. You know what I'm saying? Or the next Kalindi video that we put up on YouTube, you don't know where it's at. You know why you don't know where it's at? Because you ain't because we don't have your email address. So give me your email address and then you can stay in the loop.
So can you talk a little bit about the KI network and just tell, since we're on that subject and it just got there anyway, let's talk.
So Kalindi was always talking about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence. Oh my God. So much. Go Google Kalindi E artificial intelligence. And so 2 days after he passed, I was like, well, we're going to do the conference. I don't want to call it mycelium something because everything's already mycelium. I don't want to call it psychedelic because everything's already psychedelic. And I was like, wait a minute. They got artificial intelligence. We have Kalindi intelligence. So I took the I for E, his last name, and changed it to intelligence. And then put network behind it. And then it was KIN, kin. The KI network is really the kin network. We're kin. So we are mycelium, but we're powered by Kalindi's findings. And just so you know, we don't care who else got findings. We want to add to it, but if you want to come over here and get some smoke, we want all of it. The KI network want all the. I mean, we really don't want smoke, but we want to make fire together. But the first question we're going to ask you, like Kalindi would say, is, have you done what you're trying to serve? Have you done what you're trying to serve? And if not, be quiet. You ain't done 30 grams? You ain't done 15? You ain't done 9? You ain't done 7? You ain't done 3? Just relax. When we have a conversation about microdosing, man, we'll buzz you up. But we ain't talking about microdosing. And we're not throwing microdosing under the bus, but that's not all there is. You know what I'm saying? That's not all there is. The real blockchain, that's right. The KI network is the real blockchain. And I wanted something that when we go to Europe, because we're all going to Europe, and they see that logo and they see the KI network,
they already know what time it is.
It says it all, and that's what a logo is supposed to do. It's supposed to hit so hard and supposed to mean. When you see Mickey Mouse, you think Disney.
Early.
First, off the muscle. You think cartoons, you think laughter. You don't even think that that Mickey Mouse owns Marvel Comics now. So that was that was secure in there. Fiction. And I told Kalindi, I was like, yo, the domain name you got, people can't get, because it was the Detroit Psychedelic Conf, CONF.com.
So this is why there was so much, because there was a lot of confusion about where to go. Okay, all right, keep going.
So I said, Baba, this when he was alive, and we sitting at the house alone, and I'm like, Baba, this domain ain't gonna work. People can't spell psychedelic. They're gonna have to Google it.
Yo, I'll keep it a bean. I struggle with psychedelic, but thank God for autocorrect.
It took me a long time to spell entheogen too. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. It took me a minute to get all that together. And so now, where do we want the KI network to go? We want the KI network to continually spread amongst the world, the multiverse. You know what I'm saying? We want to educate. We want to help people have access. We want to help people integrate. Really, integration is really big. I'm heavy with setting, and astrology. To me, is where I'm at. Like knowing the proper when to do something so you can get the best result. So we've seen that stories of doing it at the wrong time have black people like, I ain't doing that. I know, fool, because you took 4 grams and went to a concert,
Yeah.
and you was drinking tequila shots,
Yeah.
the mushrooms will not be disrespected. I want to
Not
tell all
at
of y'all
all.
that.
Not
Like,
at all. Say it again. Say that again,
the
because motherfuckers
mushrooms for
don't get
you in
it.
the back, the mushrooms will not be disrespected, and because they will come for you, and they want more smoke than we do, and
They want all the smoke.
they're undefeated. Reggie, we got 25 seconds.
All right, y'all. We gonna get back on mine after this. So just hop on to the Oakland Hype shit, and after that we gonna pick it right back up right here.
Well, hold on, it might not be right back up because I gotta go take like a 10-minute ride to get back to my other spot because the queen she gotta go to
You want
work
to do
in
it
the morning.
tomorrow?
Well, let's see how long before I get over to the other spot. I'm gonna call you.